You don't know how badly I wanted to be standing in front of you today, telling you how happy I am that Jenny finally, in her first opportunity musically outside of YG completely, how happy I am that she went off and she got to rap and on a song because she wanted to, and she got to do whatever she wanted and got to show us how good of a rapper she is on her own, and that I could just blame YG on her entire, all of the doubters she has and all of the reasons people kind of like, put a little asterisk next to her, like the reason she doesn't write all of her raps and the reason she doesn't rap on every song is because YG was forcing her. She wants to be a rapper, but YG, I can't do that. I really wanted to make this video tonight on that, and I can't. Jenny featured on Zico's spot. If you haven't heard it, go check out the song. It's actually a pretty good song. She featured on the song and just did the hook and then did a 4-bar little sing rappy part. I don't even know if I want to call it sing rap. It goes vocals with a lot of rhythm. I digress. I wanted to make a video on that. But it turns out Jenny's still featured on arguably the best rapper, K-pop rapper of all time's track. And I know it's super pop heavy, and for some reason Zico, in a pop heavy track, which he has no right to do, went the frick off. Like, rap-wise, on a pop track, went off. I don't know how he did this, but he did. He's just like, I know it's a pop track. I know it's with Jenny. I'm just gonna put a little insane rap right here. And yeah, I'm just that good. Let's look at this. I want to go over this. By the way, I'm probably going to playlist the song if you were curious my opinion. Pretty good song. Probably end up playlisting it on Monday when we grade it on my Twitch stream. Feel free to come join us if you want to be part of our grading system. But yeah, let's check this out. So here is the flow for Zico. If you would like to see it lined up with the song, I have it on my second channel in the pinned comment linked. Feel free to go check that out. But here's Zico's second verse in Spot, and it's kind of cracked. I'm going to go over it bar by bar, what he's doing on a technical level beyond lyrics in rap. Yeah, feel free to sit back, chill for a second, and let's see what Zico's doing. So he starts off, and you can really separate this into two different sections, right? It's really these first 3 bars and these last 5 bars are the 2 sections, okay? And you can really separate into 3 main flows. So the first flow in the first section is all the one thing, and that's what this is. And it's the most simple part, and it's kind of the part that pulls you into the track because it's a very easy to pick up flow if you're not a big listener into rap. And it's really repetitive. It's rhyme on and for and, or an accent on and for and, to give it that repetition where he's going a rhyme here, a rhyme here, and he does the same thing here, but just adjust the flow a little bit, but the rhyme / accenting is the same. Where instead of that's essentially the first 3 bars. He has a little, it's Zico, he's got to add something a little spicy. Bar 3, he skips beat 1. Woo! Because it's Zico, he's got to do something crazy. He's got to make it like more interesting than it probably needs to be. I'm not gonna complain. So that's the first 3 bars, and when it starts to get really interesting at beat 4 or bar 4, because this is kind of just like a very average with like a one little cool thing in there, K-pop rap. And then beat 4, bar 4, he starts going crazy. So he keeps it the same. He preludes what he's going to be doing later with a pickup of a gallop flow, which is this. So he goes and a 1, which he hadn't done yet. This is the first time he's doing that, and he does use it later on here mainly, and then here to tease you into this pickup sound. So he goes into this bar 4 and uses the 16ths that were the main part here, but he then starts to get you used to being off beats because that's what he's going to be doing. He takes this first part in bar 4, uses the 16ths that you're already used to, takes it off beat slightly, and then back into the 16ths. So now your brain, your ears are kind of used to hearing a slightly, oddly displaced flow. Right? Because he could have just went If he wanted to stay on beat, straightforward, typical K-pop rap, he would have just gone And it's Zico. He can obviously do that. That is a very simple, just a couple gallops. He can do that. He chooses not to because he wants you to get used to the offbeat feel, because on the very next bar, look at that. Can anybody look at this and not be like, what the hell am I looking at? Like, oh my God. He's going... Okay, I need to start with bar 5 to explain with you what's going on here. What he wants is this. He wants to deliver an offbeat eighth note flow. He wants it to be da 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 da, right? Oops. That's what he's going for. Da 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 da. He wants that offbeat style, that offbeat feel. And at this tempo, 108, that's not the most difficult thing to do in the world at eighth notes, right? It's not the most difficult thing to go da 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 in your rap. It's still cool nonetheless, but it's not like it's super skill intensive. The cool thing though is, look at this. In order to get into an offbeat eighth note, you need to displace yourself. Usually, most rappers do that. They can't just go and just start on the offbeat. Most rappers do like a little diddle in order to push themselves into a pocket on the offbeat, right? And that's what he's doing here. So this does not count. Like this is picking up into it, and then this is releasing from the offbeat, right? So it's just 3 syllables. That's the offbeat flow. The problem is, he wants to do that in the bar previous. He needs 5 syllables to be offbeat for the lyrics that he wants to do. And he wants to have a similar, flow. He wants to kind of have a repeatable flow right here. Because now he's completely flow changed. He's changed his flow. Using bar 4 was kind of like the change when he teased it, right? So he's changed into this offbeat style, and he wants to keep it. He doesn't want to be really messy. How does he make it so he could fit 5 offbeat eighth notes into this space without cluttering the bars around him? Because he doesn't want to clutter it into this, and make this an eighth note and make it super close and compact to do it. But he wants to make sure that these are 2 separate bars as well. He doesn't want this to go all the way to the 4 or something. So his solution is mind-blowing to me, because I can guarantee this is probably on purpose. He uses these double dotted 16th notes in order to make it feel like offbeat eighths. Because post-editing Matt here, I'm going to explain this better than I did in the moment. As you can see on the screen, I have overlaid them, and what you're looking at is the top notes are the eighth notes. That's what a typical eighth note would look like. The bottom are double dotted 16ths, and so you can see how they relate to each other in terms of the spacing. And if you look carefully, look at where the 5th note is for the double dotted 16ths. It is directly in the middle of the eighth note. It is directly on that offbeat. So because Zico needed 5 syllables and wanted it to end up feeling like it's an offbeat eighth note flow, he did the little pickup, the stereotypical pickup that rappers do on the notes slightly before beat 1, so that he could do these double dotted 16ths for 5 of those, the 5 syllables he needed, and end on that same note that he would if he had done 3 offbeat eighths like he did earlier. It's so cool. I'm gonna freak out about it in person again in a second. But yeah, just to show you again, 5 of those double dotted 60s line up perfectly to the offbeat of those eighth notes on top. That's the cool thing that he was doing, and how he and it's not only to mention, by the way, this is an extremely hard rhythm to get perfectly. It's not common at all. The amount of skill this takes. Best rapper in K-pop, man. I never even thought of that before. I was transcribing this, and I'm like, what is he doing? Why is it, this is so weird? And then you think about it, and it's like, it makes sense. He needs to fit the 5 syllables in. He wants it to sound the same as the next bar, or give it the same feel as the next bar, but he has more syllables to work with. How do you do that without crowding the others and keeping the same spacing outside of that bar? I never even thought of it. I don't know. It's so cool. I can almost guarantee it has to be on purpose. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, then he goes to bar 7. He calms down again, revisits the earlier 16ths again, just the normal 16ths. Does a little bit pulling back out of this flow, and he kind of subtly does one last little tiny flow change into the final bar where he does diddles. And then a nice little cool dotted eighth note here for some spacing, to keep the cadence the same rather than the flow. But it's like an odd ending too, because you're expecting it to be right? You're expecting it to be that same space with the flow, but he keeps the spacing of the cadence. Anyways, super cool Zico stuff. I'm sorry if this bored anyone. I went in expecting Jenny to go off sad Jenny didn't go off, and now happy because Zico did something super cool in a song that he probably could have gotten away with doing something very mundane in. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little breakdown. Again, if you want to hear it on the song, link is in the pinned comment. Subscribe if you are new here. And yo, while I am here, I need to give a shout out to all these amazing, amazing people on the screen right now that you're looking at. Is all of my amazing patrons who literally fund me because I don't make any money from YouTube. Or I make barely any money. So they're the ones that keep me doing this because I do have a daytime job as well. And I spend my free time making YouTube videos and everything for you all. So I could not be more appreciative of them. If you would like to see reactions and early access to videos by a few hours at least, and a bunch of other benefits, come support me on Patreon. Or if you just want to support me, I would appreciate that as well. I do appreciate them from the bottom of my heart. And so thank you all so much. Thank you all patrons. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye, guys.